Hey, it's July 3rd, back at Sebastian. I'm going to paddle out to Black Point, see what's going on with the seagrass. This is Pete Hink. Well, made it to Black Point. A little disappointed about what I saw, not surprised. Seems like there's more algae growing than there is seagrass. And I could see with all this heat that we've been having, June was a very hot month. And quality of water wasn't as good as I expected, especially with the as nice as it's been here the last few weeks. So, I don't know. Things could change over in Black Point. I've seen it. So hopefully next couple of months it'll get better, but who knows, I've seen it before the last few years, and it starts looking good and then boom, it turns south. But good news, on the west side of Sebastian, of the lagoon, there's still a lot of seagrass growing. Water, I think with that heat there's a little bit of algae in the water, but nothing like they have down south. There's still a lot of seagrass growing, good healthy seagrass, so I'm really happy to see that. So hopefully it continues here. The more seagrass it has, the more it filters, the seagrass will filter the nutrients out of the water, help clean it up, and if there's any kind of wave action, that seagrass keeps that sediment on the bottom. So there's a lot of benefits to having a seagrass down. And I do get asked quite a few times, people email me or text me and ask, what can they do to help as far as the lagoon. And there's a few things you all can do. First of all, let your elected officials know, local, state, and federal. The more noise we make, the better the chance something will be done. And it's going to take a lot of noise for them to get to listen. It's a shame, but it is. Also, what you can do on your own, check, see what kind of fertilizer you're using. Make sure you're using a good fertilizer and what's appropriate for your area. Go online, check that out. I would not use weed killer like Roundup and stuff like that. I'd stop using that. That stuff, it's not good. The residue washes in there, it gets in our lagoon system and does more harm. If you guys live in a subdivision where you got homeowners associations and everything, check with them and see who they got taking care of your lawns. Most of your lawns look fantastic, but many times they're way overdoing as far as fertilizers, pesticides, and weed killers. Do not need as much as these companies will tell you, to have a good looking yard. I do mine once a year and my yard looks good. I'm very happy with that. Also, if you got septic tanks, especially if you live on the river or real near the river, make sure you keep your septic tanks systems updated. Make sure you keep them pumped out and working at a good, efficient level. It can really make a big difference in the nutrients that get into the lagoon system. And even if you don't live right on the lagoon, if you live further in, it still has an effect on our water quality. So those are a few things that you all can do. And if you're out here, if you see litter, pick it up, and with any luck at all, this will be the year when things really start to change for the better. All I can do is hope right now. And anyway, till next time, this is Pete Hink. We'll see you.